everyone. I'm Jessica with that hashtag show, and I'm here today with Ava and Mason, who are the stars of Jane on Apple TV. Thanks for talking with me today.
Yeah, it's nice to be here. Thank you.
So, Ava, why don't we start with you? Tell me a little bit about where Jane is in season two and what she has going on in her life.
Well, Jane is a 9-year-old budding environmentalist. She's just so passionate about saving animals and saving the environment. And she does that by going on adventures with her best friend David. And she kind of just goes on these fantasy kind of, and she imagines the animals, and she learns different things about them and how to save them. And that's just really cool.
That's right. And Mason, you're joining in those adventures.
Yeah, I'm Jane's best friend, and I join her in all of her adventures, except for the lion in the season two because I was sick. Yeah, but I was still in it a little bit.
Missed out on the lion. Which animal or adventure from season two was your favorite?
For me, the lion is definitely my favorite from season two, just because we got to go to Kenya to film that episode, and that was just so cool because in Kenya I got to see a lion up close, and that's what the episode is about. So that was just really cool. I also loved seeing Jane's mom, who doesn't really join Jane in her adventures a lot. She actually joined Jane in her adventures this episode, and that was really cool to see.
Yeah. Mine was probably the panda. Because the CGI just turned out so great for the panda episode. Because Rolly was so cute, the baby panda. And yeah, I just loved I loved the filming in Costa Rica too. I got to learn how to use like ropes and pulleys to like climb a tree, which was also pretty cool.
Little action star already. Now, as you mentioned, it is important that we're not on set with real wild animals. And
Yeah.
as Jane Goodall would tell us, we have to be careful how we're interacting with wild animals. But when you're on set and the real animals are not there, what are you looking at? Are you looking at a tennis ball and a stick? Do you have somebody dressed up as a panda, moving around for you?
You
Yeah,
missed it a little bit the first time. Yeah, the we have sometimes a tennis ball, sometimes we'll just have an eye line and we'll have to be looking at like a wall or something.
And now, all of the episodes of Jane also end with you guys getting to talk with experts who in the environmental field and with real animal scientists. What's something that you've learned from getting to talk with the experts?
well, for the panda episode, we talked with an expert, and she said that she had to dress up like a panda, and she had to look like a panda, and she also had to smell like a panda. So she was covered in panda pee, and it was just like super like, oh, I didn't know that you could actually that you're supposed to be covered in panda pee. Like that's kind of gross, but it helped her with her research. So.
Yeah. Another thing from the panda episode that I learned is that they're actually pretty hard to see and you don't find them that often.
They are. You'd think it would be more noticeable with the black
Yeah, with their black
green,
and
but
white.
they hide. It's true. Now you've gotten to, not since we're in season two, you've had the chance to explore a bunch of different environments and talk about a bunch of different animals. What's an animal that you're interested in that you haven't gotten to do an episode about yet, but you'd like to see come down the line in the future?
For me, I've always really wanted turtles. I think they're a great animal. Everybody's like save the turtles, so I think that would be a great episode.
Yeah. And for me, it would probably be an episode on owls. I even like showed the directors Google slides that I made like on this one certain type of owl, and I was hoping that he would do that. Um, and me and Ava, we both once we wanted to go on a roller coaster and do an episode where we were on a roller coaster and there's something like flying above us.
Figured out. I like how you're thinking. You're like, how can we make this relate?
Yeah.
Anything else besides roller coasters you're pitching for?
Not really. Mostly
Hold on
just
out for that.
mostly just that exotic area for animals.
Mhm.
That's fair. That's fair. You also get to explore a lot of different places when you're filming for the show. Do you have any favorite locations? We talked a little bit about Kenya earlier and Costa Rica. Any other places that were really fun to film in?
I mean, other than that, it was really just the studio, but the studio was like really fun to be in. I love seeing all the different sets and how they like transformed it into like looking like an apartment. And I thought that was really cool. Also, the um Jane and David are in their like fantasy vehicles, and I really loved how they set up all of it. They made it look so like cool and futuristic, and that was really fun to see. I loved being in those fantasy vehicles. It was always just like a cool experience using all the things.
And you
Yeah.
got your gadgets too.
Yeah.
Get all those
I, my favorite place to film was probably Kenya or Costa Rica. Both of those were super awesome, and we got to do so many fun things at each. Like in Kenya, we went on a safari. Like I said earlier, for Costa Rica, I learned how to climb a tree, and we went ziplining too, which was also really fun.
There you go. You're getting the full experience when you're going out and doing all those things. You're really turning into adventurers yourself. Now, Jane is really important because it's telling people, teaching them about conservation and all of these animals that we're trying to save and how we're going to try to do things to help the animals and save the planet. What's something that you've learned while working on the series that you then sort of take and try to tell people in your life how we can save the planet a little bit?
Well, definitely that everything that every little thing that everybody does can make a really big impact, and like picking up litter, recycling, growing your own vegetables, watching your carbon footprint, like stuff like that. And also saving animals. Animals have minds and feelings and personalities just like us. That's why we have to be caring for them because they're just like us, and that's why we need to protect them.
Yeah. Uh, for me, it's like everyone can make a difference. And that every animal has a purpose, and that they're useful in some way to us humans, if that's how you want to look at it. They're also just all such extraordinary things, and they're just so cool, and you should protect them.
Absolutely. That's how you do it. Now, each of your adventures, when you go in through a new episode, will take you to a new place and you meet different people when you're going around and on your imagination. Is there anybody from this season who appeared in like one episode that you would like to see come back and get to have more adventures with you?
Probably Anissa. I mean, for the pink fairy armadillo, I'm pretty sure she was in the tiger episode, but she was just like a wonderful person to work with. And I think she's a really good actor too. I loved working with her. So yeah, I hope she's in more episodes.
Yeah, same here.
See, on the same team, so I feel like we're already a step closer.
Yes.
All right, last question for you guys. Why should
That, that,
everybody watch
that
Jane?
that reminds us of the that reminds me and my mom of the theme song with everyone step for one step closer.
There you go. Okay, last question. Why should everybody check out Jane season 2?
I mean, everybody can watch it. You'll learn all ages, you'll learn so much from it, and you'll have such a fun time watching it because it's packed with adventures, and um these like fantasy scenes are super cool, but it's also entertaining, but it's also educational because you learn all these ways to save the environment and saving animals. And I just think that's a really cool part of this show, and that message is just so um so so wonderful for a show like this.
Yeah. And it's just such a great show, and it can help inspire many people to do great for the environment. And I feel like it's gonna help a lot, and show people that everyone can make a difference.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both so much for talking with me. Congratulations on season 2.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
All right, have a good day.
You
Bye.
too.